It's a busy world out there and you don't have time to waste watching shitty horror movies? Well, fortunately for you, I don't have a life, so I'm able to save you the trouble of finding something worthwhile to watch for your movie night. Alright, enough stalling. Let me introduce you to top 10 modern horror movies you need to have in your repertoire, or else. We have another great flick from New Zealand up next, Deathgasm. When Brody's meth head mother tried to suck off a Santa in the middle of a crowded shopping mall, she was thrown into a mental institution. Now Brody is forced to live with his uncle, who is balls deep into cheeses. How is that for an introduction? To escape his life of being bullied and playing role-playing games with his dorky friends, all Brody needs to do is throw on his headphones and listen to the metal. His life abruptly changes when he meets a kindred spirit in Zack. They decide to create a metal band named, you guessed it, Deathgasm. After visiting the house of a forgotten metal god, Zack and Brody are given a rare album for safekeeping when someone sinister breaks in to steal it. Brody discovers that the album contains a very old song and decides to play it the next rehearsal. Things quickly start to get weird, so they don't finish it. Soon after, Brody meets the girl of his dreams pretty much the same way every couple starts, by banging into her and knocking her shit all over the ground. Medina, the cause of most of the awkward boners in town. When Deathgasm decides to play the song in earnest, the whole town is affected by its dark power, also known as everyone starts projectile vomiting blood. Fortunately for them, good girl Medina has been transformed to a badass by the power of heavy metal. Grab your sex toys, it's time for war. Does it still count as housebound even if you're choosing to never go out? Cause that's pretty much where I'm at. And the award for dumbest criminal goes to this guy! And while we're giving out honors, the award for best attempted getaway. Give them a round of applause, folks. After getting arrested yet again, the judge decides to try something a little different and infinitely more cruel for Kylie. 9 months house arrest with mom. Oh look, there she is now. This is going to be a long 9 months. Not long after moving in, strange things start happening. What starts out as unexplained creaks in the ceiling soon progresses to her being lured into the basement and objects seemingly coming alive. Fortunately, the security guard in charge of keeping tabs on Kylie moonlights as a paranormal investigator, but even he isn't immune to the house's tricks. Kylie isn't the usual woman in distress one expects to see in a horror flick. She is more of a take charge kind of girl. Door moves on its own? Take it off! Best solution to paranormal activity ever! She starts unraveling the house's secrets through a bunch of strange files and sweet old pot in the floorboards bonus! Just stay out of the basement. Jesus Christ! Oh, awkward. Sorry, bro. Welcome to Abstinence the Movie, because It Follows is the SGD from hell. It's the old story of girl meets boy, bangs boy in an abandoned factory, gets the old nighty-night rake by boy, and wakes up tied to a wheelchair. Pretty standard stuff. This boy is the carrier of it, and stay with me here, it follows. The curse is passed down through sex, and that is the only way to get rid of it, inflicting it on another person's naughty bits. What a gentleman, dropped her off right at the house. This guy's got to be boyfriend of the year. The major symptom of it is you now constantly have a creature slowly following you that can take any form and wants to brutally murder you. I have a couple questions here. Could it get you on an island? In space? Does it get in a cab when you aren't looking, or run off screen like Jason Voorhees does? Regardless of the answers, the antagonizingly slow threat cannot be escaped.
Watch out!
It really shouldn't be too hard for this beautiful woman to get rid of it. Even if she told me the complete lowdown, I would still tap that. And can't you just get a hooker? $200 an hour seems pretty fair to pass on a supernatural murderer. In some of my older videos, I used to do some Smack Dem Deals public service announcements, and here's today's: don't run in heels, or else. The Babadook is definitely not for the faint of heart. Samuel is quite the handful. With his obsession of battling monsters, pushing his cousin out of a treehouse, or throwing firecrackers, this is a kid only a mother could love. It's bedtime, and tonight's book just randomly appeared on the shelf. Let's read it! This probably isn't the best book to read to a troubled kid. As these things usually go, Samuel gets a lot worse real quick, and so does Mom's sanity. Yeah, really shouldn't have read that book. Since the book is clearly not helping things, Mom destroys it, but that doesn't solve their problems at all. No, don't answer that!
Hello?
Don't you miss being a kid when you felt so protected under your blanket? Doesn't quite work as an adult. Grab yourself a copy of The Babadook and see if Samuel can channel his inner Kevin McAllister and stop the demon from terrorizing his family. Spoiler, this movie is not about a room that is incidentally green. The Ain't Rights are tired of playing shitty shows in small restaurants and siphoning gas to get to their next gig. When they get a shot at a decent venue, the band just can't pass it up. But these aren't their usual fans. Well, this is a tough crowd. Boo! How about the song that doesn't suck? If you play it, they will rock. After getting paid for a successful show, it's time to move on. Shit, forgot the cell phone. And great, there's a dead body. Things just got complicated. The club owner shows up and it's Patrick Stewart. Everyone knows Professor X doesn't like disruptions in his bar and tries to find a way to end this quickly and quietly. This isn't quite the older mentor figure we're all used to seeing. Thinking they might have a peaceful solution, the Ain't Rights prepare to surrender, but to keep things interesting, they are betrayed. This movie definitely has some pretty nasty wounds. All that is left is for Captain Picard to send in the red shirts.
On time. Now, if you have to shoot, shoot once. If more than once, keep it a tight grouping, because you'll be digging the slugs out yourself. Make it so.
Freaks of Nature takes place in the fictional town of Dilford. Dilford is quite the unique place. No, not because it's home of the riblet. Humans, zombies, and vampires have found a way to live in harmony here. But that definitely doesn't make high school any easier. Instead of normal bullies, you have super strong immortal vampire bullies. Can't forget that jerk vampire teacher that gives you a shitty mark just because their life sucks. Everyone knows that their first time can be scary. Wait, what? You don't want to have sex? You want to bite me? I'm not ready for that kind of commitment. When aliens arrive, this loosely held truce will be put to the test. Now the zombies are tired of being disrespected and forgotten. Vampires are tired of human vampire wannabes, and humans are, well, humans. It's time for all-out war. I don't care what kind of vampire, zombie, human, world-ending battle is going on. If Vanessa Hudgens is willing to have sex, nothing will stop me. At this rate, there won't be anything left for the aliens. Unless a hero comes along.
If you want to live.
Okay, we're boned. It's time to strap yourself in for the Vivitch. Vivitch? Of course I mean The Witch. If you are into movies that harken back to a simpler time like Company of Wolves, then The Witch will harken your face off. Just don't check out your sister. She ain't no harken back girl. Since William doesn't have an awesome pilgrim hat, he and his family are forced to leave the Puritan control plantation and make their own way in a fledgling New England. Which really isn't the best turn of events because William kinda sucks at the whole survival thing.
Black powder, some water, pack it down real good, and...
When a game of peekaboo goes horribly wrong, things go from bad to worse for the family. Not only do they have surviving in the wilderness to worry about, a seemingly mystical force is making them turn on each other. Wait a second, it's the bunny! You can tell by its shifty eyes! Your best bet is to just stay out of the woods. You never know what could be lurking. A super hottie! Excuse me everyone, I have a local forest to investigate. Thanks to my buddy Dr. G for letting me know about Don't Breathe. Three young friends are trying to make their way in the mean streets of Detroit. This is actually the second movie on the list filmed in the D. It follows being the first. Jesus, Detroit, I love you and all, but damn, the abandoned streets make the perfect setting for a horror flick. When they hear a rumor that an old blind veteran is sitting on a pile of cash, friends see an easy score and a way out of their lives of crime. It also helps one of their dads works for the security company the old man uses and clearly sucks at his job. Hey, this is working out pretty good. Shit, he's awake! A little gas will take care of this. Shit, he's a gas-resistant old bastard! Damn army training! When he locks the would-be robbers in, it's time for the prey to become the hunter. Don't make a sound. Don't even breathe. Power goes out and the playing field is leveled. Oh my god, please don't touch him! What do we have next? Oh yes, you're next. Well, not you specifically, but the movie. After many years apart, the Davidson family have decided to put all their squabbles aside for the parents' wedding anniversary and come together for a celebration. They quickly discover those old wounds are just too deep and the arguments quickly intensify. Aw, nothing more beautiful than a family that can't stand each other. To make matters worse, they have some uninvited guests that show up to put a further damper on the festivities. Calling an arrow through the head a damper might be a bit of an understatement on my part. At least this crisis should help bring the family closer together, or not. After attempts to secure the house fail, the Davidsons are left with only one option: getting the hell out of there. If only she runs fast enough, she just might be able to get help. Damn it, these animal activists have thought of everything. Little Bo Peep's sheep have lost their tails and they will do whatever it takes to get them back. It's the final girls. Max's mom was an 80s horror scream queen, and Mom has always wondered if she will follow in her footsteps.
You wouldn't catch me dead in a movie.
Foreshadowing mayhaps? They are in a terrible accident and Max is left devastated as her mom is killed. On the 3-year anniversary of her death, Max goes to a screening of Camp Bloodbath hoping seeing her might help. Fortunately for us, the viewer, the cathartic moment is replaced by a way more exciting fire! Max and her friends manage to escape through the movie screen but wake up in a strange place. There are confusion mounts when characters in the film drive by in a van, and then 93 minutes later it happens again. Mind blown, they are in the movie. Don't you need a golden ticket for that?
Who the hell are you?
Now it's time to go to summer camp. Forget Kumbaya, this camp is...
Kumbano.
The new campers wonder if they are just casual observers, but those hopes are quickly dashed. Like it or not, they must play the part. Their meddling has changed the storyline and it'll be all they can do to survive to see the sequel. If you are a fan of my channel, you know my favorite horror movies are from the 80s, but it definitely can't hurt to try something new from time to time. Hollywood is gonna need to step it up because a lot of the best new wave horror are from around the world. Did I miss any movies on this list? Let me know in the comments section. And as always, thanks for watching.